Hey everyone, and welcome back for round 6 of my Road to Pro series. We're here in the M2 at Winton Motor Raceway, and I know it is round 6, but technically episode 5, as I missed the race at Lime Rock just due to not being at the rig. But this race is another one just like Ossersleben. But here is the starting grid. It is a strength of field of 2,480. It is top split, but I've only qualified P10 because, as I said, like Ossersleben, I have zero pace. I did 20 odd minutes of practice, but I have basically no pace, so it is going to be a very, very tough race for me. But I'm just aiming to get into that top 8 to secure myself at least 1 point for the championship. But now here we are on the race start. The lights are up and we're about to go green. Yes, we are underway. And again, like Ossersleben, I'd like to apologize for not having my eye overlay on. For some reason I just did not record, but we got to forget about that as we get head into turn 1, and the car in front of us has lost it. He's lost it, and straight away we are up into P9 already, gaining 1 position there from a silly mistake. He had to know that was going to happen. He had to know to keep it cool and easy on the first lap, to get your brakes and your tires up to temperature, because I mean, even when these tires are up to temperature, the car is super sketchy. So if you don't get them up to temperature properly, then that's going to happen. But now we continue on in the race, and we are giving the white and red car up in front an absolute run for his money here. We are hassling him, almost going down his inside there, but the door was closing too quickly and it would have ended in disaster for both of us. So I've got to keep behind him for now and maintain P9. But now we are looking, as I said, to get into the top 8, as that would then allow me to gain a championship point. But it is going to be a tough, because we were way off the pace in qualifying. The only reason we weren't 11th instead of 10th is because P12 messed up his laps. But in practice, the guy who was P12 was way quicker than any of us. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. But it looks like it is that P12 driver that I was just talking about who is now behind me. Justin Faulkner. He is behind me, and he is quick. Definitely has pace for at least the top 5. So we're going to see how long we can fend him off. But at the end of the day, he's going to get through at some point. We're only going to lose time fighting him as we run it a little bit deep by accident. But luckily, we have the inside for the following corner. So we managed to squeeze him out, and we come across his nose to defend the inside line. But inevitably, he will eventually get past me, as he just has much more speed. But look, just from that little bit of a squabble there, that little tussle, look how much time we have lost to the drivers ahead. Almost, I think, 2 seconds there. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough as we head through the final chicane, missing both apexes, getting a slow exit from the last one as we lose the rear end slightly. So we have to go to the inside to defend, as Faulkner is looking for a move around the outside. But we break a little bit deep, and he's going to get the switch back down the inside, and then he's going to have priority for the next corner, and I just am not going to fight this, and I'll let him through. But the driver behind him must have made a mistake, as if you look in the rearview mirror, he is nowhere to be seen, and he was just behind us before. So I'm unsure what happened to him. We will take a look back at that and a replay of Faulkner's overtake soon. But wow, look at that. We've dropped back down into P10, I believe. Yes, because we only gained 1 position, and now we've lost it again. So we're down to P10, and I think at this point we're losing about 43 iRating, which is not good, as I had just made it to 2.2k, and now I've dropped all the way down to 2.1, and with losing 43, it would be down to 2k. But now here is what happened to that car behind. You can see it was sketchy through the first pass, sketchy through the second, and then he just captures the curb on the inside on exit, and that spins him around. So he lost about 7 seconds, maybe even 8. But now here's the overtake that Faulkner did on myself. You can see he is just much quicker and smoother through this section. He doesn't get a snap of oversteer like I do there, which allows him to dart down the outside, and then he just brakes a little bit earlier, a little bit better, and tucks it down the inside on exit. But good, clean, tight racing there. We both afforded each other enough room, and he got up the position. But now we head on to lap 7, as to be honest, the laps are super short, only about a minute. But look, we've got yellow flags up ahead, and is this going to be an opportunity for us to gain a position? We are still sitting P10, and look, there the driver is up ahead, and that is P1. He was the P1 driver, and he must have done something, because he had plenty space. He must have had an unforced error, and that has thrown his race in the bin. But it's given us an opportunity. Even though he's going to be incredibly quick, he's maybe a little bit rattled, could give us an opportunity to close up on his rear and make a move, getting us back into P9, where we'd only be losing 28 iRating. So we're going to stick behind him and see if he makes another mistake that we can possibly pounce on. But now here is a replay then of what actually happened to him. You can see he's got plenty of room. He's not under too much pressure as he heads into the chicane. First section is all right, and then the second he catches the curve slightly, which bounces his car around, and he loses the rear end. And it's the same as the driver before. It's just that inside curb bounces the car, unsettles it, and then it spins you round. So definitely a corner you've got to be careful of. A very, very dangerous corner if you mess up ever so slightly. But then he did manage to continue the race at least, but he is in P9. But this is definitely giving us a good opportunity as we continue on lap 8. So it's the same lap, and we are sitting behind him as we head into the chicane. He takes a nice and tight. We are following here. As you can see, he's pulled away slightly. But if you look up in front, he's lost it. He's lost it, and he's off again. He's off once again, and that allows us to get into P9. But he's done. That must have been like a carbon copy of the previous lap, because he's just spun it in the exact same spot. Oh, wow, my luck has just, well, it's just happened. I've just got so lucky there. I did not think that would possibly happen. He was pulling away and pulling away. I thought it was it. I thought my chance was gone. But then this happened. Let's take a look back at the actual incident to see from close up what he did. So it wasn't the inside curb this time, but oh, he bounces over those rumble strips on the outside and it completely throws his car in the air, unsettling it heaps, and that has just ruined his race. He went from P1 to now being in P10 with P11 not too far behind him either. What a shocker he has had. It's been worse than me, and that is saying something because I have zero pace, as I said. Look at this. We're coming around the final few corners here. We're just trying to keep it clean. That P1 behind did manage to close about 4 seconds over the course of 2 laps, something like that, something crazy. But we're going to come home in P9 for another shocker of a race. At least this time I didn't bin it, but still, wow, that was pretty darn bad. I can't lie. We had zero pace whatsoever. But anyway, here are the championship results. As you can see, I finished P9, which is sadly 1 position away from gaining a championship point. So I'm still at 17 out of 30 with about, I think, 6 races to go. So we're halfway, and I'm over that halfway mark. So I might be able to still get there. I gained 0.1 safety rating, which is pretty good, but lost 28 iRating. So as you can see, I've now dropped into the 2K zone. But now, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure you go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time for round 7 of the M2 Road to Pro series.